and I did have a wonderful time, I have to say. Oh, it's the Poppets. Hello, my little Poppets, mums and dads, and of course, welcome back to Story Time. Well, what an exciting few days I have had, I have to say. Stinky and I, of course, have been very, very busy, like we often are. We have been to Colin's bookstore, that's right. We went there and we chose some books for story time today. And of course, yesterday, which is very, very exciting, a little bird whispered in my ear and told me that a little poppet had a birthday yesterday. Yes, that little bird's been back again. What's that? That little bird's always flying by. Yes, he is. And this little bird told me that a very special poppet by the name of Monty had his birthday yesterday, his 8th birthday. So happy birthday, Monty, for yesterday. And of course, we've got a wonderful storytime cake, which is not only a storytime cake, but it does have some balloons on the top because it was Monty's birthday yesterday. So Monty, we're going to sing happy birthday to you, dear, to wish you a very, very happy day. I hope yesterday was a happy day for you, so we thought we'd wish you happy birthday. And I'll just check my microphone and make sure that it's working. Yes, it is. So happy birthday, Monty. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Monty. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! And oh, the magic's worn off just in time, Stinky. Oh, wishing Monty a very, very happy birthday and of course, many, many more. Well, cracking on, moving on, we must mention today's story, which is called Giraffes Can't Dance. Oh, Giraffes Can't Dance. And there's a wonderful giraffe on the very front cover there. And Stinky, this does look like a cracker, I have to say. Shall we get on with the story, dear? Yes, I think we should, because you know what, Stinky, what am I doing? I'm waffling on! Yes, I am. I'm waffling on just a bit. So you get nice and comfy and we'll crack on with the story then, okay? Good boy, yes. Oh, I do tend to waffle on. Always waffling on. And this story is called Giraffes Can't Dance. And it does look like a cracker, I have to say. And here we go, my dear Poppets. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully bendy and his legs were rather thin. Oh, the poor fellow, he's got dreadfully thin legs. Very, very thin legs. Although he is a giraffe and they do have thin legs, so I suppose that's all right. Yes, very thin legs. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. And there's Gerald there, the poor chap. He seems awfully clumsy to me and he doesn't seem to be able to run very far without going for a bit of a tumble. Poor old Gerald. Yes, poor fellow. Every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. And there's poor old Gerald there, and I'm afraid, my dear Poppets, mums and dads, he's rather a terrible dancer. Yes, he's no John Travolta, that's for sure. He can't dance, silly old Gerald. Perhaps he can learn, I don't know. Yes, Saturday Night Fever, I think that was. The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango, which was elegant and bold. Well, there's the rhinos and of course the lions there doing a rather splendid tango. How marvellous. I quite like the tango. I must try that again very soon. The chimps all did a cha-cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Oh, a Scottish reel! Baboons doing that. How funny that would be. And there they are there, dancing up a storm. All these marvellous animals that can dance. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked towards the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald!" The animals all laughed. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, don't be daft, don't be daft." Well, what a dreadful thing to say to poor old Gerald. No wonder he is feeling very sad. Poor Giraffe. Oh, I feel so sorry for him. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Oh dear, poor old Gerald. Look at him there, my dear poppets, with that terribly sad face. Great big eyes there, and he's feeling very, very sad. Poor fellow. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Well, perhaps the cricket is right. Perhaps poor old Gerald just needs a different song to learn to dance to. Let's hope that he's right. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. And there's Gerald there, and he's got his eyes closed, and he's listening to all the wonderful sounds of nature. The breeze, the branches blowing in the breeze, and the grass swaying softly. Perhaps that will help. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing round. And there's Gerald there, and he's starting to move. He's starting to learn to dance. Look at that. Perhaps he's picked it up after all. He threw his arms out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Well, there's marvellous Gerald there, and look at him go, my dear poppets. He's flying and swinging about all over the place, and he has become quite a dancer. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing, yes, I am dancing. I am dancing," Gerald cried. And there's Gerald there looking rather splendid. And look how happy he is, mums and dads and dear poppets. Look at that face, so happy that now he has learned to dance. It took him a while, but he's got the hang of it. Then one by one each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle, we must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." Well, now Gerald has become a very, very good dancer, and all the animals are looking at him and thinking, "Wow, look at Gerald. Look at those moves. He is quite the dancer." "How is it you can dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twizzled round and finished with a bow. And there he is there, and all the animals are clapping and throwing flowers at him because they're so impressed with his wonderful dance moves. And Gerald, I think, is very, very happy. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." Oh, when we find music that we love. And there's Gerald there, as happy as can be with all the other animals. And he finally learned to dance. And that was called Giraffes Can't Dance. Although, my dear poppets, I think they can. Well, what a marvellous book, I have to say, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading that one. That was an absolute delight to read. And of course, my dear poppets, we have come to the end of story time once again. Yes, I know, it does seem to go very, very quickly, but you know, they say time flies when you're having fun. So Stinky, my chap, you better, oh, there he is, gnawing on cheese again. Better come up here, dear, because we finished the story and it's time to say goodbye. What's that? Already? Yes, I know, it does go very quickly, doesn't it? Well, my dear poppers, as I was saying, we have come to the end of story time once again. Perhaps you could read a book about giraffes, or about giraffes that don't know how to dance, or perhaps you could do some dancing yourself and sort of shake your tail feathers. Or perhaps you could make a wonderful storytime cake with some balloons and Gerald the giraffe on the very top. And once again, happy birthday to Monty. Hope you had a fabulous day yesterday, Monty, and very, very happy birthday to you. And as always, my dear ones, thank you for watching. Take care. Until next time.